sure enough, he does the whole fucking air horn thing. So if he'll be talking, he'll like poke his head up like a fucking groundhog, run over to his thing, like go in the middle of the row, and everyone will be like, oh, he's gonna do it, and he'd be like, like, you know, do a fucking horn, and you'd be, oh fuck, and he's like, go home. He'd like kick you out of the class for the day. And like,
oh no!
So that happened to me once.
Oh no! He kicked you home.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that this show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you were listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again, or for the very first time.
Mm-hmm. Here we are on
Not
Zoom.
for the first time.
On Zoom. It's been really weird. Like when you are not, you know, I'll Zoom another coworker that normally around the office that, you know, you're just like, hey, you know, what's up, Doug? Or like, what's up, Joseph?
Yeah.
Or, you know, whoever it is. Just at least once or twice a day, or you eat lunch with them or something. You just don't get that shit right now. So then when you see them on a Zoom and it's just, you're like, how's it going, man? Like you haven't seen your best buddy in like 6 months, you know?
What's new? What's going on? How you been? You know, you're like,
right.
Long lost friends.
And like, you're like, okay, it's been 15 minutes. We should get this 30-minute meeting started. And that's how that goes all the time. All the time. And same with school. But the opposite, the kids, you know, my daughter doesn't know who's really in her class yet.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go on a tangent real quick because you just reminded me of something. So I was on a Zoom meeting at work. Okay. It was going on. And Jeffrey had a break in his class or whatever it was. He was on recess.
Getting the wiggles out.
Getting the wiggles. Basically, it's like get the wiggles out, get a snack, go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So he comes in and like.
But hold on. Time out, Cerny. But during that break, do they ever go to the bathroom or get a snack? It's like on the walk back to the classroom. They're like, I'm thirsty. I got to take a leak. I'm starving. So it's like, okay.
So he has his, I think it's like 9:40 in the morning. And so 9:40 to 10 is his break. He has to be back in his seat at 10 o'clock.
Sure.
So we have Alexis around here, and I set him for a weekday at 9:57. The alarm goes off because he was always like, Smart. Can you remind me? And I'm working and shit, so I'm not going to, you know. So I just had so it goes off. But so right when the alarm goes off is when he grabs the snack and goes to the bathroom. Starts doing
cram it all in.
2-minute warning.
But you were on a Zoom meeting at work.
So we're on a Zoom meeting, and so there's a lot of people have like their. I don't know if you do. They put their face, you know, like they turn their camera on and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't do it just because it's like because these meetings are like 2.5 hours.
First of all, I mean, I know we went over this personally. To peel back the curtain, personally, Cerny and I went over. I am so interested in what could possibly take 2.5 hours on a meeting, like on a regular basis. But that's beside.
So redundant. It's just like
I can't.
Someone going through the warm up motions.
Oh my god!
You just run through the motions. It's like it has no real substance.
Oh my god!
After a while.
But yeah, and then you have your either like whatever your standard profile pic is or whatever. And I will say, Cerny, and I have this problem too. I think we're both cut from the same cloth on this part. Our facial expressions, we tended to not play those super well. Yeah. So if something upsets us or it tickles us in a certain way, you just know it based on our reaction to our face. So I understand why you wouldn't want to have your camera on for almost 3 hours.
No. And plus, like Jeffrey comes in, he's walking around in his undies. Do I need to get in trouble for having an 8-year-old in the background in his undies? I mean, you've seen his standard uniform.
I've seen the uniform, yeah.
So anyway, so he comes in and he's like talking to me, and our boss, everybody's boss is talking, the VP.
Okay.
And he was talking.
The big swinging dick in the room.
Yeah, he was talking. So Jeffrey's like, "Who's that?" I said, "He's the boss." He's like, "Well, it's not your boss." I said, "Well, yeah, he's my boss's boss. So he's everybody's boss." He goes, "But he's not your boss. I said, no, I don't report to him directly, but he is the boss. Like, he's like, oh, okay. But so this is more of a visual. So this is great pod.
Okay.
So he does his meetings like this.
Oh, hold on. So what Cerny just did is the boomer. He did the boomer move where he's trying to get really close to the screen to see it or hear it, right?
So yeah, exactly. So Jeffrey's like, why is he so close to his computer? Doesn't he know that the camera, you can sit back and...
So he's getting schooled up by a fucking 8-year-old, pretty much?
I know. I was like so tempted to just go off mute and be like, hey, hold on a second. Hold on. I got some pro tips from 8-year-old. Go ahead. Because he was like, why? He's really close because all you can see is like his eyebrow. Like he's... Oh,
my God.
It was bad. I was like, oh, God.
And I thought you were going with that your mute was off.
No.
Have you ever had one of those unmuted situations that, I mean, I know personally you have, but that's more with the motherfuck and the whatever, right?
Yeah.
But today we had this big meeting, like an all hands meeting, right? And we were like tapping our Zoom out, 500 people, 300 people.
Oh.
And then when speaker view is working, if someone's talking, it puts them front and center and it highlights their name. So if it's like Cerny, it'll just be like Cerny and he'll be the main person on the screen.
There's no hiding.
So these people are, so we need the vacuum for the apartment and then we need that. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm just immediately like my anxiety just shoots through the roof. I'm like, because I know shit I say to my wife just fucking around, like when no one's listening, like, what a juicy ass that I can't wait to get a piece of, like, could you imagine just dumping like something like that on your work?
Guess we're doing that, baby. Start doing it like
the pussy ready for a real beating tonight, sweetie.
Or like I'm yelling because someone's like, sometimes like Zach's down the hall gaming, he's getting like frustrated, and I'm like, would you shut the fuck up? Yeah. I'm on a fucking meeting. God damn it. Starts, stuff like that. Can someone please shut the fucking dog up? Just I'm trying to listen to this fucking guy drone on about some nonsense I could have looked up on myself. You get just all sorts of shit.
That's pretty funny.
Oh God. It does give me anxiety.
I saw, we're a bit of visionaries sometimes, right, Cerny? Like we can see stuff coming down the pike. And what one of our predictions are early on with the distance learning in the school was there was going to be some parental titties or dick in the back of the school scene. So finally, on Reddit, one of these things came through of like, first of all, this whole class setup, they like kind of had it recorded. So someone else's parent must have like recorded the session to like watch it later or something. And that's how they discovered this. Because normally you're thinking, okay, right, like unless you're in high school, the kid's probably not trying to record the screen if, they catch something like that or like, some kid in my class has one of their fucking dildos on their dresser or something, right?
Oh man, that would be great.
You're
bouncing in the background.
The cannon,
like
the destroyers on your, by your vanity, and
there's like a swing in the background, like hanging from the, like holy shit, there's a dungeon.
One of those big ass hooks, and like nipple clamps where they hang yourself.
Oh yeah, Oh no,
yeah, that took a dark turn. So, first of all the kids on this class, they basically have the iPads, and I'm going to guess this is probably around your son's age, that second, third grade kind of thing.
Yeah.
It looked like everyone was just laying on their bed, like on the side, and they kind of had their iPad, it was kind of like crooked. Everyone, I'm like, this is the most casual fucking class I've ever seen in my life. Everyone's chill as fuck, just vibing out on their thing. And then, like, mom or something just got out of the shower and was walking, and the boy's like kind of like looking back at her, but she's totally nude, bends over, like in the background. The teacher's like, Sam, shut your computer. Sam, shut your screen off. Your mom's back there. Your mom yelling and shit at her. And the mom's like, oh shit, and fucking went for the slap of the like. What do? You either dive. You try to dive off. You either have to bat this camera out of the way or you just dive off screen, but I don't know which one I'm doing on that.
Oh, you know what I like in our meetings is we always get some because we do have a lot of meetings where it's like 100 people are on and shit.
Yeah.
And you always get somebody like forgets to turn their phone. Or my favorite is when it's like it's in the car. It's like you're in somebody's pocket. Like,
oh yeah, they just got
to call in
speakerphone,
call into Zoom, and I was like, "Who is that? Who is it?" You know, and it's like it's usually like the host of the meeting, and I always like, you can mute this person, right? Because they go like, "Hey, whose number is 216?" You know, they start. I'm like,
right,
you can mute this person. You are the host. You have the ability to mute them.
And this guy's not paying attention. He just wants his thing to be on so he could just say he was at the meeting.
Yeah,
right?
I was on.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, everyone does that.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Getting hours. I was there.
They got I was billable hours. Definitely billable hours. Though.
You know what I've done? I leave it on so my name's on so I don't get, fucking
right.
Run through the ringer. But then sometimes I like walk away, go to the bathroom, start, get a snack, do whatever. And I come back and it's
running
like,
some errands.
The computer, everyone's off. It's just like me and like 5 other names just sitting in like,
oh, everyone was doing the same thing as you.
Yeah.
Even the
like 10
the
people
host
just hanging out on this meeting without.
That is really funny. I kind of did the thing the other day at work. Was like, when you're in a meeting, you're like, this is bullshit. This is like, we already had 1-2 meetings about this already, and blah blah blah. And okay, it was supposed to end at 10 or 11, whatever. I forgot whatever time, but it was already 10:04. It was a couple minutes past. I'm like, fuck it. I'm getting off. Leave. 2 minutes later, check my phone. The boss is asking you questions, man. They're like texting me. My buddies are texting. I'm like, oh shit, what was it about? And they're like, oh no, someone like picked it up for you. But
it happens to me, dude. It's like there's one where we're on this call. I was on it for every day. We have the ones that's like every day. You have to do it every day, like 7:30 or whatever. I was on it for 3 months. Never a peep. One day I was like, you know what?
Screw it.
I've been on it for 3 months. I'm not getting on there.
Right.
Sure as shit. Boom. Dude, they're asking you. Where are you at? How come you're not on there? I'm like, of course.
That's the way it is.
Sometimes and then I had to own up to it. Like, well, I was on it for 3 months, never heard anything. So I decided.
I thought you guys didn't need me. So I just was taking some of my time back for myself.
Yeah. Oh shit. But with the kids in Zoom, so I don't know about you, but Sacramento, they're going back next month.
We're going back in before November.
Oh. Okay.
Which, yeah. So in California, it sounds like whatever, it's a color thing. It's like, they're moving from orange to yellow, or like kind of downgrading, or I don't know exactly. And it's, from my understanding, it's based on like county. So if your county's like, if you got your shit together, you probably can do more of the fun things that everyone likes to do, like go to bar, like eat and restaurants and like be at parks and shit. But if you're fucking dipshits like down in fucking Southern California, you're gonna be banned for a little bit because you can't get your shit together.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's the way I fucking understood it. But on the Chip and Cern show, spin a little.
That's a spin.
That's
Chip
a
and Cern show spin. I'm sure there's some chipmunks that are disagreeing, or that might live in LA.
Oh,
well, us as well.
Yeah.
That's our spin. That's our take. Prove us wrong. Let us know.
Yeah, blow our inbox up. Let's see
it. So the kids go back to school. For Jeffrey gets to go back to school like
a couple days a week, right?
Yeah, it's like half time. So then, like, they were explaining to me, and I was like, "Well, fuck, they're going to get less instructional time." They're like, "Yeah, you're right." It's because it's only like they're only going like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the other days would be online, but Tuesdays and Thursdays, so they have no school on Monday. I was like, God, this gets better and better for these fucking kids. A 3-day weekend every fucking weekend.
Jackpot. Cerny, we would have done unspeakable things in school to get a schedule like this.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. My soul, I would be owing the devil for a million years, for an eternity. I'd owe him for an eternity for something like this.
Taking a virginity pledge to at least, freshman, sophomore year of college or something. I don't know. I would have done it. Oh, yeah. I would have done it.
On the Russell Wilson path.
Yeah. Wop, wop, wop. More like, ooh, yucky, yucky, yucky. I don't know.
So I was like, so they have no school on Monday. Wow. They go Tuesday and Thursday you can either do 8 a.m. to 11:20 or like noon to 2:30 or 2:20 or whatever the fuck it is.
You get to pick if you want to be a morning person or
an afternoon. I was like, what the fuck? So then I was like, well, okay, well they get less time now because it's like they have to check in, go into class, get settled down. So you ain't starting at 8, whatever it is. You're starting at
9. Might as well be 9.
Yeah, 9, and then. And then you got to do whatever it is, and they got to clean all the shit. I said, "There's no way." I said, "You're getting half the time."
Oh, all the shit they have to do. Are they having to wear masks when they're in the classroom?
Yeah, they have to wear masks.
Yeah, same here.
Masks, and it's like half. So it's like whatever, half capacity. And
honestly, the craziest thing about the masks is my daughter. She's going to be 5 this weekend. She, without question, has a mask on, no problem. Yeah. I don't hear one fucking peep, and I'm not yelling at her. You put the fucking, it's like, hey, she's like, oh, Dad, your mask. She reminds me sometimes. I'm like, oh, thanks, cool. And we just go to the store. It's like you've got grown ass people. Oh, I don't want to wear. I can get a 5-year-old to do this without question.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is insane, right?
I don't want to wear it. I'm pretty sure the 5-year-old doesn't want to wear it either. I mean, at the point in time, we should. Oh, God.
Mercy.
It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. But so we get these parents that are around here that, well, first they were complaining that the online instruction just doesn't hold the kids' attention because little Billy or Sally or
these
whoever.
Are like less than 5th graders, right?
They're 3rd graders. Jeffrey's a 3rd grader. See, they
what attention?
They're
fucking children.
they just don't pay attention. I'm pretty sure I didn't pay attention when I was 3rd grade anyway. All the time. I mean, you pay attention enough, but that's the thing. They're like, well, I just can't get them to do anything. It's like, well, you could be a parent and tell them to do their fucking work.
So, do you think what do you think their teaching approach is? Is that, hey, get your iPad. Here's the spare room. And let me know when you're done. I'm going to be...
No, they're the helicopters. They sit there and they float over them all the time. And like, no. I like...
You can okay.
I go in, I was like, Jeffrey, sign in. So he signs in. I sit there and make sure he signed in. And then I close the door and say, let me know if you need anything. I'll be, 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll sometimes I'll frequently poke in there and like, okay, is he... And he's sitting there like looking, he's doing his work,
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I mean, I'm sure every kid's different, but.
Yeah, and I get, it's like, I'm not, and you know what? Sometimes he's not like sitting. He's like, he's standing and do it. You know what? However you get it done.
I am amazed on the chair sitting, the inability to sit in a chair properly is literally one of the most enraging things I've dealt with in this thing is like half. Not even the butt or any part of the lower body's on the chair. It's like the waist is leaning up and the arms like dangling up on the thing. I'm like, how is this even? She's like, I can't write the 8. I'm like, you're trying to do like a magic trick or some gymnastics or some shit like.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, sit in the damn chair.
Or they're like, he's like laying on the ground, like planking. Oh, yeah, he's planking,
and then leans her head. Dad, I'm so tired. Oh, I'm so tired. Like, kind of puts her head down. I'm like, daughter, just so you know, your old man got yelled at in college multiple times for doing that exact same thing. So must be a hereditary trait. Oh man, I haven't shared that story. I remember, I remember 2 specific incidences. One in junior college, where this is pre being a parent. Where a 5:30 a.m. gym session for the baseball team was like, talk about having your world rocked as an 18-year-old. That
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Oh my God. So you're getting up anyway. So my 7 a.m. class frequently would fall asleep in, and the teacher held me after one day and was like, you got to be awake during this class. And I just remember thinking, I'm like, I'm paying your salary, so I think I'll just do whatever I want to do.
Do you know how to get up at 5 o'clock to get to a 5:30 gym session?
That was my
thing. Will be awake in English.
It wasn't even English. It was like, history or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then second at San Francisco State, we had this teacher who I took his class twice because the first time I didn't pass it. But
That's okay. Doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah, thank you, Cerny. It's one of those that this is a required to graduate with the marketing degree or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But he was the only teacher that taught it. So you
God.
You got, or he's like, if you wanted to have the Tuesday, Thursday schedule, he was the only one on those days that taught it. So I took him twice. And he had this whole thing. It was in this big hall, like a movie theater, like a huge movie theater, right?
Okay.
And he goes, I took a sabbatical one summer for 6 months, and I put together this PowerPoint. So basically he spent 6 months like building this PowerPoint with transition slides, and he had the whole lecture plan like scripted essentially. So he would go, it was the whatever fucking class it was. He would make a reference like, oh yeah, this was about the boys of summer, and then he hit his clicker and the Don Henley song would rip through the speakers in the theater.
It took him 6 months to do that.
I know. I'm like,
no.
I have thrown this together in a day for work, so I know it's possible. I know you're.
It's like one of those things where at work it's like, okay, this is due at noon on Friday, and then I start at like 10 o'clock on Friday.
Yeah, 100%. So he had this whole thing about, he even like wrote it in his syllabus. The whole first week was just reading through the syllabus. That's how these teachers operate. It's like they don't want to do any teaching. They just were like, well, let's just read this piece of paper that I've used for 10 years in a row. And he had this whole thing on sleeping.
The year he just whites it out.
Yeah.
You see like the white outlines on his Xerox copy. Yeah. Pencils it in.
All the old teacher tricks. And I mean, Cerny, when you're that age, early 20s, sometimes you're just going to be fucking tired. And you're just going to fall asleep in class. Yep. It happens. And
especially if it's nice and warm or, in the winter or whatever it is, you're like, oh,
that's what it is. San Francisco, I remember, I think I had my pea coat on. So like real cozy. Might have had a little scarf in there. I was all nestled in. I probably, and like all fucking cozy as fuck. And sure enough, I'm like, and it was one of those things in that you make with yourself. Okay, I'm going to set an alarm on my phone for 2 minutes. I'm just going to close my eyes for 2 minutes.
Yes.
And then we'll let that go.
A deal with the devil. The little devil on your shoulder. Like,
yep. Then, 5 minutes. Okay, he didn't catch me. Sure enough, he does the whole fucking air horn thing. So if he sees, he'll be talking, he'll like poke his head up like a fucking groundhog, run over to his thing, like go in the middle of the row, and everyone will be like, oh, he's gonna do it, and he'd be like, do a fucking horn, and you'd be, oh fuck, he's like, go home. He'd like kick you out of the class for the day, and like,
no.
So that happened to me once.
Oh no, he kicked you home.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck you, man. I'm just okay. You got 300 fucking people in your class, and one falls asleep. You're gonna interrupt the whole class for 30 fucking minutes so you can shame me? Go fuck yourself.
And realistically, I mean, you're right. He gets paid no matter what. There's 300 people there. I always like the professors like, come or don't. I don't care.
Not my grade.
Sleep if you want. I don't care. I'm like, oh, okay, I respect it.
I respect that for sure. I also see why people get upset about it too, because it's like, this is my job, and like if someone's clowning on you at your job, basically your whole life you're getting clowned on by 20-somethings, by early 20-somethings.
But if he's been in the business that long, he should know. He should know the game.
Yeah, I think I would take the you show up or not. It doesn't really matter to me.
I do like that.
No matter. It's
it's your grade, not mine.
I lose no sleep on how many Fs I write or how many whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I always love even the parents around here. They're like, oh, these kids are just missing out on so much. It's like, yeah, they're maybe not 100%, but it's not a whole loss either. They're still,
And let's not forget, ask them, okay, name a memory from third grade. Well, like, what did you learn in third grade? Okay. So not really that big.
They're still doing they're still doing like he's just doing multiplications and conjunctions and all the, it's the same shit. And it's not like, it's just, I always hate the parents who are like, well, I mean, what are you going to do? They don't want to listen. What are you going to do? Like, you can be a parent and tell them to listen. Like before, peel back the curtain before the mics were hot. We were talking. It's like, you make dinner and the kid's like, I don't want steak for dinner. I want ice cream. I'm like, well, what are you going to do? Let me get the Rocky Road out. She called it.
Rocky Road, huh? I wouldn't be what I would go with. That's a discipline ice cream. You want to send someone a message? Really?
Which one's yours? Don't say Neapolitan or anything like that.
No.
Oh, okay. It's like the Chip and Sir Joe is officially broken up.
Yeah. This concludes our last episode. Ice cream. I'll fuck with the good cookies and cream, or like a cookie dough. No. Really, like a Ben and Jerry's cookie, like where a bite. If you get lucky, you get half a fucking Oreo on your spoon.
Oh, the Oreo. Okay. Sorry, I was thinking of like the cookie dough. Sorry, I was thinking of cookie dough.
Oh, I like cookie dough too, but cookies and I'll mess with either of those.
Cookies and cream. Okay. I also like Moose Tracks. It's like vanilla ice cream with like the peanut butter cups in them.
That I do like. Yes, those are I do like that one.
Yeah.
They do have the peanut butter. Dryers has like the official agreement with, Reese's or whatever to get the minis in there. But then you got the knockoff. They're like, peanut butter cups or whatever they call them. The generic.
Peanut butter discs. Something like that.
Sugar-coated Frakes. Definitely not frosted. They're sugar-coated. All those generic. Our family never. We couldn't even look at a fucking name brand cereal. I mean, come on.
Oh, see, my dad was all about the name brand. That's what he was.
Because that's kind of what you're brought up.
Sugar Smacks. Sorry, I don't know what they're called now, but
they're just called Smacks, I think.
Smacks. Okay, yeah. Sugar Smacks.
Can you always
say, smack, give me a smack. Or smack, or I'll smack you back or some shit like that.
Can you believe our parents allowed their children to be, or they were convinced by marketing that a cereal called Sugar Smacks was a great way to start your day.
Oh, I know.
What the fuck?
Sugar Smacks, Sugar Pops. Remember the pop? Gotta have my Pops.
Gotta have my Pops. Sugar Pops. Fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, you know what? It's like I did love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We used to have Frosted Flakes.
Those are good. There is something about the simplicity of the cereal. The Frosted Flake, you know what you're going to get, and it's consistent every time. Same with the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, that's my all-time favorite.
I would go, if I had 100 cereals to pick from, I don't need the marshmallow Lucky Charms. I don't need that kind of stuff. My wife would disagree with me, but, that's okay. But
I think James is all about the Lucky Charms. He was like, remember as a kid, I remember James, my brother, always talked about, he was always hoping for one day they'll have just marshmallows.
I think that day they do have it now.
Yeah, now, but back then,
but those mallows aren't even good.
No, they're like
it's like stale, dehydrated,
hard, and then they get really soggy. But then, like the inside, still, I never liked them.
What about Rice Krispies? I kind of liked them, but you couldn't let them get soggy. You had to eat them really quick.
Yeah. It was one of those ones you couldn't talk. That was one of those. You can't talk around the breakfast table.
Just shovel all that goodness into your mouth.
I always liked.
You know what? I really do enjoy. I really like Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking of. That's what I really love that with the granola and stuff.
I like the granola.
Now, grape nuts? No.
Dude, I'm not trying to fucking shatter my teeth and bust every filling I have out of my head.
No on the grape nuts. Apple Jacks was kind of like my. I didn't love Apple Jacks. Fruit Loops, yes.
Well, certainly all these names you're tossing out, I couldn't have those. I mean, So
that was my dad. He always had to have those.
So here was the cool thing, because my household, here was the rule, is that you had a quote unquote sugar cereal, which would be Life, Raisin Bran.
That's a sugar cereal?
Yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios. So Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, Count Chocula, all that shit is not even in the fucking ballpark of possibility at my house. Those are so far. Yeah, it's not even.
Those are at Cern's house.
Exactly. Those weren't even conceivable to have in our household. So like, and so if you had a sugar cereal, so let's say Honey Nut Cheerios, you couldn't have a full bowl of just the sugar cereal. You had to mix it with a non-sugar. So you would have to take half Cheerios, half Honey Nut, and cut it. Or you would have to do like Kix with just bran flakes or some shit.
He's cutting some heroin or something.
I know. So
get the potency down.
Yeah, this is too pure for the kids. It's too pure. But but when it was like, oh yeah, I want to spend the night at Cern's house or your friend's house in middle school, waking up on Saturday morning, and they're like, oh, you want some cereal? I'm like, let's fucking go, man, because I know what's happening.
Absolutely.
And they throw that cabinet open. There's so much colorful boxes of sugar cereal I've never seen in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm doing 2 bowls. 2 bowls.
Yeah. Got another bowl?
Follow.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Here, it's just cereal.
They're like, you're acting like you never had fucking Lucky Charms before, Chip. Like, because I haven't.
You know, like when a dog's eating or like a treat and you walk by and like, you know?
I had a steak knife, like holding off anyone coming near me.
He's foam at the mouth.
Yeah. And then that never changed. And I think if you still went to my folks' house today, I think they would probably still have a similar cereal situation.
Oh, you didn't even have soda or anything, did you? No.
So that was the thing. My old man remember he was really he is anti-coffee.
Oh, yes.
So this is this is going to turn into a fucking therapy session here. I've already spent thousands of dollars on speaking about this already, but so my dad, it wasn't enough that he just couldn't, hey, he doesn't drink coffee, and that just couldn't be it. He just had it. Now he doesn't like it, so no one could do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was like my mom would be like, "Oh, I'm getting coffee." Like, she was going to go sneak off and do like some rails in the bathroom or something. I'm like, "Mom, you're just getting coffee. Like, relax." But Diet Coke,
Colombia.
Yeah. So he would have those big gulp, 7-Eleven big gulp, 64 ounce of Diet Coke every morning. 1 or 2 of those.
God.
I know, dude. So we had that soda, but we weren't allowed to drink any of it. Only my dad was. But then when we kind of got older, we would get like Diet Mountain Dew like once a month, like a 6er of it, and my brother and I would just blast through it. But we could only get the diet stuff. No real deal.
It's even worse for you then.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
And then we go to a friend's house, and they're like, "You want to stay up late?" I got full throttle like Mountain Dew Code Red. Yeah, we got Code Red in the fucking fridge. I'm like, "Let's go."
Yeah,
so basically,
Jolt and Surge. Remember Surge?
Oh, dude, I remember a news story came out, and we were watching that, and my old man like flipped out about like kids are like going to kill themselves.
Oh no!
I remember trying to
possess them
because it was like 1 liter had like 4 cups of coffee in it or something, right? It was some crazy shit like that,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. I do remember that.
Hella caffeine. Yeah.
Like 4 cups, fuck.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that. It was basically like, remember 4 Locos before they got regulated? They had a similar situation that it was like, oh my God, there's been 17 heart attacks from people drinking Jolt soda because all the caffeine.
All the caffeine and guarana or whatever they call it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's I was trying to think of some other ones we used to drink back in the day.
Well,
180s and shit like that.
In high school, the Monsters and the Red Bulls were the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Rockstar. Oh, fuck. A Diet Rockstar. I loved those.
Remember we used to get like the big...
the gas can lid?
Gas can.
How many ounces was that thing?
I don't know. It was like drinking a radiator fluid. Remember, it was like green.
Do you remember in high school when we all had our license, we would... If it was like me, you, Joe, Dana, my wife, or who was my girlfriend at the time, we'd be like, yeah, let's go on an adventure tonight. we're going to drive like 2 hours to a fucking casino so we could gamble because we were 18.
18, yeah.
And then we would drive 2 hours back and we'd be home at like 3 a.m. We would stop at AM PM, gas up, and we would each get 2 of those fucking giant rock stars, and I would get like 4 cans of chew of Copenhagen, a log of Cope, and we would drive and chug that.
Use it as a spitter.
How did we not? Those were the best spitters.
The best spitters, yeah.
Because you could close it up.
Crush one for spitting, and then the other one
crush
for
as
sipping.
fast as you can. Yeah, spitting, one for sipping on the way home usually.
Yep.
And how much? God. I honestly think that we went to the casino and we literally brought like $40.
Yeah, I do remember that. And then we would play for hours. We would play for minimum. Bare minimum.
we would circle the $2 blackjack tables. Like there was a fucking pile of deer carcasses and we were just a couple of vultures. We were circling that thing. The second a seat comes up, I'm going in like fucking Dennis Rodman trying to get a board. Elbows out, everything. I'm grabbing that seat.
Yes.
Hello, dealer. How about a couple Andrew Jacksons for yourself? Slide those right across.
We were big balling there too.
Big swinging dick coming in.
We won like $100. It was like this was successful. This was a huge night for us.
Let's go and buy like 10 Slim Jims on the way home, and buy 2 more of those rock stars each.
Oh man,
those were fun times that I don't remember, but I just remember the kind of adventure of it, and that was so cool. Do you remember when I got busted by my dad for going to the casino?
Yeah, because you left because this was the back curtain. I guess we're getting old now. This was before GPS. So we had to use Google Maps.
Google Maps.
No, not Google Maps.
MapQuest.
Yeah, MapQuest. That's what it was. I couldn't remember what it was.
MapQuest.
MapQuest. Where I had to print out the driver's
My mom still uses. She goes, "Oh," I said, "Do you need my address for the party this weekend?" "No, I have the MapQuest printed out." I'm like, "Mom,
my dad does the same thing."
What the fuck?
I got him a fucking thing that speaks in his car. Anyway.
Oh, right. Just Costco, a fucking GPS that would cost you $1,000 10 years ago is like $50 now.
Yeah, I know. Some of this shit you look at, you're like, holy shit.
Oh, my God.
That was when someone had a GPS, they were.
Baller.
Yeah. Oh, you have a GPS? Holy shit.
So we had one of these casino trips planned. Was it how long on the drive? Let's not inflate it.
I think it was an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. That's a ways.
Yeah,
that's a ways.
One way.
And
but might I add, we didn't do this like in the afternoon. We'd wait till like 10 o'clock at night. Or it was like under the cover of darkness. Like we were like,
for some reason, like we had to wait for the radars to get shut down or something.
And it's not like. Well, it's in Jackson Ranch. It was in Jackson.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, may not be local. When you have to drive out there, halfway through, you're not in the city anymore. You're on the back roads.
Yeah,
there's like no street lights or anything.
And you're just on a 2-lane highway, windy kind of highway. And basically, the fucking lopper could live out there and just feast on people. You know.
You can. One of these times, if Joe ever answers his phone, he can tell you by the time he hit a fucking bear out there. That's where Joe hit the bear.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he hit the bear out going home from Jackson at 3 a.m.
Now, Joe went more than us. We know that. But back to the story about me getting busted this was MapQuest days. So I would dial on to the internet.
Yes, that's right.
Check how the Kazaa downloads were coming and then type it. Check out the Kazaa porn stash, the porn photos, the photos I started 2 days ago. If they're here yet, the 7 photos I try to download.
Ask Jeeves a couple questions.
Yeah. We'll see what's up with Jeeves. Check on my GeoCities and went on MapQuest and plotted it out, and then printed that out. And I went to probably go either take a dip or jerk off in the bathroom, and it came out, and my old man had went by the printer and discovered that we were going on the highway to hell.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He told you you had 1 foot on Hell's doorstep or something.
I'm like, well, the door's open, motherfucker.
If only you knew.
Yes.
If only you knew. You know, I have both fucking feet in there, baby.
Cannonball. And yeah. And it wasn't ever a thing of like, you can't go. He just said, whatever. Like, I don't think you should go. And I'm like,
remember that's when he took beef with coffee too. Remember? Oh, you're probably going to drink a coffee on the way over there. Right? Remember?
Yeah.
I remember you were getting super pissed about that.
I probably will because I like the
coffee.
taste of it. Yeah.
Hell no. We're getting 2 gas cans full of fucking Rockstar, baby.
Yeah. No coffee, but you can drink this like fake, basically fucking battery fluid looking shit where your piss is like green glowing the toilet.
Oh, yeah. It's like if the Terminator sprung a leak, it's when you take a piss after that one.
And then I think too, that time period was when we were big into seeds. And we would buy those big 2 or 3 pound bags of seeds and just pass them around the car.
So the spits seasoned. Yeah. Remember, or dill pickle or whatever
those are the dill pickle ones. Bomb. I need to get a bag of those.
I know.
I quit seeds though, so I can keep dipping.
Yeah. So he discovered he was pissed because I remember the coffee was an issue too.
I do remember that, and I always thought it was really, really weird that my mom drank coffee and then everyone else in our family and most people that I knew, their parents drank coffee. And it was kind of an odd thing. Like once I realized that like, oh, this is an anomaly that, because he tried to like play it off like, oh, coffee's like a woman's thing to like drink coffee. I know. I'm like, what? I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
Like, oh, trust me, everyone's fucking tired once you have kids. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. But the coffee was also a problem.
You're telling us like,
for sure.
Odd stance with coffee.
I don't think he has actually seen my brother or myself drink alcohol.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't even think about drinking alcohol.
To this day. So when I grew up in my house, there was absolutely no booze because my parents did not drink. Now, my mom, I kind of understood it because her mom was a drunk.
Ah, okay.
So she she was a drunk, but then she got sober. So my mom was like, oh, yeah, I've seen the bad side of this. I'm like, that makes sense to me. But then my dad, I don't know, just fucking weirdness.
Takes up with, I need to understand if he drinks Diet Coke, now that I'm trying to dissect this, maybe I need to sit in a therapy session with you. So
yeah.
I just need to understand.
Hi, I brought my co-host with me. He
just needs to understand.
Has some good insights.
He has some deal with coffee, but he drinks Diet Coke. Now, is it caffeine free? No, it's not. Oh, okay. So
right.
So then, what's his stance with coffee? So what happens if you just let's just say he liked his Diet Coke. Let's just say we heated it up. Would he take umbrage with it then, or is it?
I don't know if it was a temperature thing. I think. I don't know if he took exception to the temperature, but he did like a lot of ice in his Diet Coke. So it can maybe you're onto something.
Watered it down. Huh?
Yeah. I think it was the caffeine thing, but the whole caffeine through the Diet Coke was, rules for thee, not for me. But,
oh yeah, those are some. We used to go to Jackson. Yeah, we did some. Oof.
I don't know, but that was fun. That was like.
It was innocent fun. It's not like we were like, blowing shit up or,
Yeah, we weren't, we didn't bring the fucking party bong with us in the car, like ripping bong loads up and, driving an hour and a half on the back road. We're drinking energy drinks. We gambled $40 and we drove home and we stayed up late. That's the fucking excitement, okay?
Took a total round trip with 3 hours to drive.
I know. We probably drove more than the time that we actually spent there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's pretty funny. That's good. We had, I think when was that in high school when we got into the water ballooning and like before YouTube was cool to just prank your friends all the time. We were doing it without cameras around.
Oh yeah, you could do it.
We would have. Yeah, now you could do it and you get away with it. Oh, sorry, officer, I'm just pranking my friend from my fucking YouTube channel. Back then, we were just we're just fucking with our friends. We were just being good friends with them.
Yeah.
And it was always, I remember if it was Friday night and you didn't have plans set up with like one of the guys, you were like on high alert because your shit can
be on guard because
yeah.
something's coming.
But did we have kind of a truce that, hey, if you were with your chick or with your girl or whatever, you were spared?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Not that was like the most strictly followed rule.
No. It was kind of like loosely followed.
It was like a gentleman's, kind of like an unspoken rule, I guess.
I think it depended on what you were doing. Like, what are they doing? They're hanging out at their house? All right, well, he's for a game.
Yeah. Oh, no. Guys, I'm trying to get laid tonight. We're going to the movies. Okay.
Well, okay, we can't
because it would be like
can't cock block. Remember, we couldn't cock block.
Yeah, no cock blocking. That's it.
That was now that you said. Now I remember.
Yeah, that's right. Because if you're trying to get your dick sucked on, you don't want your power to get shut off in the house because that's going to cause a pandemonium.
I forgot about that.
Oh, could you imagine? It's going to happen to us. I mean, it's going to come back probably twofold.
Mm-hmm.
That some 40 to 50-year-old parent of some teenagers has to deal with their power getting shut off to their house because their kids' friends think it's really funny.
Yeah, remember that guy? I thought his house was getting broken into and he came out with an axe.
I don't.
Brad. His dad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He kind of warned us not to fuck with them. And then
he's don't do that again. My dad thought we were bringing it to count with an axe. I was like,
okay,
that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and we're lucky we didn't live in like an area where guns were just free. I mean, we probably could have got shot at. I would have.
Oh yeah. Oh, some stupid times.
Well, misspent youth. What are you gonna do? Now, I think though, when my daughter's ready to enter that phase of her life, and my kids are, Daddy's driving. Because you need a dependable getaway driver.
So it was just a little bit ago. They were gonna. The kids were like, "Could we?" They said, "Ding dong, doorbell ditch somebody's they knew." And I was
just
like,
ring the doorbell and run away.
Yeah, it was exciting to them. I was like, "All right, that's fine." Okay. I said, "Go for it." And then they're like walking out the door. I was like, "Hey, come here." And I was like, "What?" I was
like,
"Where are the
getting
wise?"
all scared.
You got a white. You got a white hoodie on. It's not exactly good for hiding. You sure? It's like, come on.
Are you sure?
Come on.
Do you see the fucking ring the Nest doorbell right there? Like
I know. You can't even do that anymore. God damn.
I know. How are you going to get past that? I think the spirit of
I guess the current climate is pretty good. So you got a mask on.
That's true. It's a good point. And you just wear a rival high school's sweatshirt. You somehow get the rival high school, and then now it's a game on. You just started a intercity beef,
a war.
We never messed with the. We never got too much into the rival schools, like fucking around with their houses or anything like that, right?
No, I don't think so. We had some friends that did stuff like that.
Remember, that just seemed like
with a paintball gun, and like we're like,
we're not naming names or anything, but
no, I remember they had a paintball gun and
they shot up the school.
A dance. Remember, people were getting into the dance, and they were like,
with paintballs. Oh
yes. I wasn't there. I was told about it after the fact.
Allegedly.
Because we had a dance, I think, the following weekend, and I was given a pro tip: keep your head on a swivel. This is what we did. I was like, oh, okay,
Jesus,
I'm getting there early or late.
Yeah, right. I'm not. Yeah. Doors open at 8. Sarni's there at 6:30 with his date, with his prom date. Yeah, the rival school thing was to me, the more enjoyable thing was whooping their ass in sports that we played.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we played them in baseball, I would rather not fuck with any of their stuff, but just fuck them up on the field, and then you could just talk mad shit. Like, that was my favorite thing. That was my favorite thing to do.
Because it was something that, like, it was almost like your pride thing. It's like, oh, you guys suck.
And we've been on a lot of teams together, Cerny. That one team we had junior year, we talked some fucking mad shit the entire year. It was all we did was talk shit to people.
Yeah, we were good.
We
were good on the field, in the dugout, with talking shit.
And I'm sure it just boiled people's blood.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing pisses you off.
The neighbor here, he's been on the show, Pat.
Oh, yeah.
He likes to talk some shit. Some football shit.
Oh, okay, right, because you're being a Rams fan.
I'll indulge. And then his mom told me later, she's like, he almost broke him. I said, what do you mean? He almost started laughing in the middle of you talking shit. She's like, it was too good. I was like, I've been doing it a long time.
I know we're going on a ways here, but the other day we have the pool's open by us, so I've been doing swimming in the morning with my buddy. And so you have to reserve a lane now, so it's nice. Instead of just showing up whenever you want, you're like, okay, you swim from 7 to 7:55 and blah, blah. So you walk in and you're ready to go. Like, I got my swimsuit on, but I have like my jacket and my thing, and I just put everything on and jump in. I had my Seahawks beanie because they were 4-0, and they were going into a game against the Dolphins, so I had high hopes about that one. They eked out the win. That was not a pretty game, but anyway, they got the win. And he's chirping a little bit. Oh, this in the Bay Area. Oh, no, sorry, you heard the rule. No Seahawks fans are allowed to swim. I'm like, a very weak, very soft attempt at shit talking. He didn't know who he was going up against.
Okay.
And I said, well, if I, was 500, I would probably be a little upset too. And he didn't say anything. He just started swimming. But then in the middle of like a swim thing, he goes, "Wait, are the Seahawks really undefeated?" And then it kind of started to come out that he didn't even actually. He just saw the thing, and I'm like,
"What are you, an A's fan on top of that?"
Oh, probably. So he probably is not even he probably just has a Niners jersey, and he just knows the Seahawks are rivals, so he's gonna like be funny, but he doesn't even know. And I said, "Yeah, we're undefeated. We're 3-0 or 4-0 or something."
He was his dad's house in 1982.
He's like, "Oh, are you counting preseason?" I'm like, oh, "Dude, there wasn't a fucking preseason." Like, what are you talking about, man? And I just was like, I'm not engaging with just stupidity anymore.
No. Like this guy, this kid, he follows a lot. He tells his shit. He's a Saints fan, so.
Oh man,
I was talking some Drew Brees nonsense at him. And
Drew, yeah,
I told him the only people that follow Drew Brees live across the street.
Formerly,
no.
Former residents.
That one gave him a spin.
Yeah, I mean that. There's no dodging that one. He was probably shook.
He
probably had him.
Oh.
You probably had him, sir. Nice one. Well, I'm sure everyone has their stories of misspent youth and parental restrictions. Probably nobody silly rules.
Just nonsense.
Cerny, do you remember the binder of rules I had? It was it was every month, and we would. And I've talked about this before, and when I'm telling people, because I'm hitting, we literally had a one?
Oh, I forgot about that. It's like a work sign off.
Yeah, it was like an OSHA pamphlet, and it was
everyone has to sign off to say that they followed the rules. Otherwise,
it was a 2-inch D-ring binder, clear, front, and it had pretty much. It was like the handbook to our household. And then there was by month, and it was the rules, and they would rotate. So it would be like, feed the dogs. It's like 1 month it's me, the next month it's my brother. And there was all these rules that you had to follow, and there was schedules. Like we had these flags. I mean, my mom, military brat, so I kind of get it to some extent. But yeah, that was something. So if you have something like that, we got to hear about it.
Yeah, we got to hear about it. I forgot about the binder.
Did she make you sign anything when you came over as a friend?
I remember you showing me the binder. I didn't have to sign anything. I remember. Because I remember you making fun of it, like, "Oh, you can't do that." And you like open the binder and like turn to whatever page it was. I was like, "What the?"
Just
I remember thinking,
clowning on my mom.
But now, like as an adult, and I'm older. I workforce. You have a little binder for everyone that's to sign the OSHA.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you covered off on this, and that you understand the rules. But anyway, if you have one of those or anything better, or doesn't have to be better, same, worse, anything, you can email us at chipandcernshow@gmail.com, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, social media, anything. Chip and Cern Show. Just Google it and choose your path.
It'll lead you right here. There's only one.
And a wealth of responses and knowledge.
Yeah. And I mean, also, we have an announcement. We're almost at how many downloads, Cerny? 45,000?
45, yeah. I was like,
what the fuck? That's the craziest shit ever. I can't get over that. I can't even get over that. But appreciate all the listeners over the years. But if you're just listening now or you like, we have 200-something backlog. Basically, we started this podcast again for the second time when my daughter was born, and that was 5 years ago. So we're coming up on an anniversary, Cerny. What are you going to get me for the 5 years? Diamond cock ring?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, we got each other the same gift again.
Matching.
His and his. Well, we do appreciate it. Now, don't forget, only a few more weeks left. Make sure you're registered to vote. Go out and vote.
Already did.
Get this orange fuckface out of the White House, and let's get fucking going here.
My vote's been mailed.
Go Joe. Go Joe. I need to mail mine too. Thank you, Cerny. I might get your thoughts on a few of the measures.
Props.
Yeah, props. So make sure you're registered to vote. Vote early. Don't even fuck with the day of shit of waiting in line, because they're going to fuck with that. They're going to send their militia folks out with their guns and try to intimidate you and shit. They got fake ballot boxes. Just do that shit right now. Be like Cerny. Be a Cerny slut. Vote early. 2, keep wearing your mask. Keep washing your hands. Keep washing your dick and your pussies and all that sort of stuff. And until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.